What? Surprised to see me in here? I mean, they can't all be in the lounge. Otherwise, it'd be saturated with a bunch of yelling and the news characters, and that's just a bad way to structure a show. Like, even if it's not really a show, and it's like a diary, it's just a bad way to structure it. It leaves a bad taste in my mouth. Anyways, hello everybody. Welcome to Tuesday. The last day of classes for this week is tomorrow, and then I'm going home for fall break. So that's good. I'm also going to meet up with a couple friends from high school and went to Mississippi State, because my road goes right past Mississippi State. So that'll be good. I wanted to address something that came up yesterday when I was filming the vlog. As you know, about halfway through the vlog, Warren came in, and Warren kind of just stole the show with his words that he says. And you'll notice I did some fancy editing with him. I don't know what I did yet, but I'm not just going to let him sit there and say every bad word under the sun on my show. But I mean, I didn't tell him not to, but, I mean, people have cussed on the show before, and I always censor it, but I haven't. So I would like to discuss cuss words, swear words, whatever you want to call them. Just general offensive language. I'm personally of the opinion that these words have their places, and if you don't put them in their places, they lose their value. Warren was saying stuff all the time, but there's one line that I think I want to let through because it's powerful and it's funny and it really gets to David. And also, that kind of language is really disrespectful. See, this is my diary, but I also want to keep it open to anyone who wants to see it, and that means appealing it to all ages. Now, that kind of stuff, that's funny to me. That's funny to people like 5 years younger than me, and it's funny to people like 5 years older than me. But once you start getting to 10 years younger or older than me, it's not funny anymore. It's just kind of disrespectful. It's just saying the same words over and over and over and expecting it to, just because they're bad words, to have some kind of comedic value. And that's not necessarily true. Like I said, if you use these words all the time, they lose their weight. Now, this still begs the question, Brennan, do you cuss? And this is a big question, specifically because my mom, who I don't think has ever heard me. But yes, of course, I'm an adult. I've earned the right to use these words, and I'm going to use them because I can. I'm an adult. I've earned this, but I don't use them around my parents. Like when my brother first came home from college the first time, he would say, "I just dropped F-bombs, telling stories about college all the time, in front of my mom." Why? That's just really disrespectful. They're disrespectful language. You use them around your friends because you don't need to constantly have an air of respect with your friends. They're silly, you all respect each other equally, and you all know that. It's a special kind of bond that allows for that kind of hassling between the two, between all of you. But with your parents, no, absolutely not. They raised you, and they deserve a little respect. Now, if they didn't raise you, then maybe you have a different story. But my parents, very good parents, and I will not be using that kind of language around them, or my grandparents, or on this vlog, because they watch this, and I don't want them to see me making those kinds of decisions. And it's disrespectful. And it's disrespectful to people who don't want to hear it. There are people who genuinely get offended by these kind of terms. There are some people who need to freaking grow a pair and stop getting offended by everything on the internet. But these are genuinely offensive words. They are called the deadly seven. That's not what they're called. The bad swear words. The seven of them. The seven of them. But it can be offensive to some people. Some people hate that kind of powerful language, and typically I don't care. Typically I say, if you're going to get offended by my words, that's your business. But also, I shouldn't be casting lines out there trying to offend people. So I tend to stay away from that kind of language. I don't know if I want to censor it all the time going forward, but I don't know. I don't know what I want to do, but that's my general stance on it. They're okay to use around your friends. But when you're having a show that you're trying to keep respectful, or anything you're trying to keep respectful, like a report, don't put them in a report. Like, my friend Brandon put them in a report, and somehow he got away with it, but I wouldn't recommend that. Don't do that, because it's just disrespectful. It's like, I don't know how to explain it. It's like trying to act more grown-up than you are, and you don't even realize what the meaning behind these words are. It really shows your immaturity, because you're trying to act mature. See what I'm driving at? It's a touchy subject, to be sure. So let me know in the comments what you think I should do going forward. Personally, I think I'd rather just keep censoring them. But if I'm going to keep being around Warren, it's going to be an issue. And it's not just Warren. It's a very common, all those words are very commonplace around the lounge. So I don't know what I'm going to do going forward. I would like to give a PG rating, but if it just proves to be too difficult, because I can't be spending an hour on these every day. There's sometimes I can edit these vlogs in like half an hour, and there's sometimes where it takes me like an hour and a half. Like last night, the laser tag one, I was editing that. I'm trying to get caught up. I'm trying so hard to get caught up. But the laser tag one, I was editing that last night, and I worked on it for like an hour and a half, and I wasn't even done. Like, that was a rare occasion, yes, but those will come up, and I don't need every vlog to be like that. That's ludicrous, and I don't need it in my life. So that's it for today. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, you know what to do. Bye.